Hey guys, welcome back to another new moon all signs reading where we will be doing an energy check for all 12 of the zodiac signs. This new moon is happening either in the sign of Scorpio or Sagittarius depending on which astrological system you're following. So this is supposed to be a really beautiful, positive, abundant new moon because that is that Sagittarius, Jupiterian energy that we are stepping into. And aside from that, Jupiter is also in the sign of Pisces, and it does really well there. And it's actually going to start going direct on the 24th. So because of this, many astrologers are saying that this new moon in particular is very auspicious with all of this positive energy going for it, right? So I'm super excited and curious to see what the tarot cards have to say. We will be beginning this reading with Sagittarius because we are in Sagittarius season. So happy birthday to all my beautiful Sagittarius peoples. Enjoy your season to the fullest and let's get started. So Sagittarius, this new moon is happening for you in your first house. So your first house has to do with first impressions, your appearance. So the energy that you could be feeling with this is just new beginning energy, fresh start energy anywhere in your life. But because of all of this good energy that this moon is bringing with it, it's supposed to be like very lucky and happy new beginnings or breakthroughs. There could be changes in your living space. You could be feeling very inspired, excited. This is also a really good time for you guys to convey or express any message that you need to. Right now, you could have a certain charm, a certain charisma and beauty. So I feel like conversations and communication can be really peaceful and go really smooth during this time. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Interesting. Okay. So Sagittarius, what I'm saying for you guys is that there's going to be some kind of very like straightforward communication. It could come off as cold or very blunt, but it's just like very to the point communication that I see happening here. Or there's a need, like I feel like there's a feeling or a need for this type of communication to happen. Feeling the need to have to like make some sort of a judgment call, make some sort of a decision to solve something. It's like something that you know you have to do to solve a problem. But it's almost like you have to do this to someone that you love, you know, someone that you care for, someone that maybe it hurts you to have to communicate to in this way. So you may have been holding back, having to do this, having to have this talk or this communication. But I think it's like time where something needs to become very clear. It could also be the case that someone may feel that they need to have this type of conversation with you. It could be vice versa. So of course, take it how it resonates. And there might be some internal struggle going on about this. But if we do take into consideration the lucky astrology that we have on our side, maybe it would actually be a good time to have these conversations. It could have to do with some kind of responsibility that someone has that maybe needs to change, something that you do or the way that you do it. I just clarified the 6 of Pentacles and we got the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So this could be something that you actually really want to give to. So I see that there's like really soft and sensitive and like very romantic, loving emotions towards something that you love to give to or that you want to give to, but I feel like there needs to be some type of cutting this off or something, or that's what's happening and it's causing some kind of like a conflict. I'm also getting that making some like quick, brash change, acting out of impulse and just going full force into something would be like the wrong thing to do. It would make you feel empty. And that's why like you have to really calm yourself down, like tame that urge or like tame some urges. And this could be something that you're feeling helpless towards. So maybe this is a period where you're feeling impulsive. But I do feel like there's a part of you that doesn't want to, is hesitant, doesn't feel like they can communicate this harsh truth. And that might also be bringing in some conflict, some internal conflict. Because I am saying that this is like a very loving relationship. Like whoever this is that this needs to happen towards, it's a very pure, loving relationship. So I feel like that could also be another reason why there's conflict, because it's like, I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to say this, but it's necessary, like something like that. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to say this because I love you, but this is what's for the best. This is what needs to be done. I think there's also a message here to feel with your emotions, to give into that, to give into your emotions, to get into your heart, your sensitive side, your more vulnerable side, and to explore that, to sit in that. I feel like you could get a lot of guidance or a lot of wisdom just by simply being able to like ask yourself and really be able to sit with how you truly feel. Feel your way through this situation versus be so like logical about it. Yeah, because like you might be hurting someone or being like really harsh with someone, but if you feel that it has to get done, you know best. But I do see like there being some tension here regarding this whole situation. Maybe it's that you haven't been able to like fully express yourself, like it's like you feel something really heavily and really strongly. There's some kind of like a boundary that is up here. So yeah, you're just feeling like you have to be responsible about something, whether you have to communicate some kind of like a hard truth to someone that you really love and you don't want to have to do that, or whether there's like some kind of boundary that you've placed between you and someone else, despite your feelings to want to move closer to this person or to feel very like emotionally sensitive or like drawn to them, and this could be causing conflict. So take it how it resonates. I'm seeing like a possible withdrawing or having like your guard up towards being your authentic self and letting that come out. But considering the message we got about impulsivity before, it could also be that you're trying to like calm down some sort of impulsivity. You're trying to like tame something, calm something down, be strong about something, persevere and continue to do that if you know it's like what's for the best. So Sagittarius, I think the advice for you is just to like follow your bliss, follow your heart, follow what you're feeling, really sit with that, see what that is. Also, they're trying to make a really clear distinction between following your heart, following your emotions, and following your passions, your desires. Because maybe you do tend to follow more of your passions. Now is the time to follow your emotions. And I would say move in that direction, although I do see like there's like a defense against it or against doing this. There's like a tendency to just avoid, to leave something, to leave something that might be unpleasant. Like once you feel something unpleasant, you just want to like block it out, leave it behind, not feel it, but it's not going anywhere. And I feel like now you're finally like becoming aware of something and just being in a place where you are really clear and you're sure about the decision that you're making. Okay, Sagittarius, happy birthday. I hope the messages served you. Moving on to Capricorn. This new moon is happening for you in your 12th house. So according to the astrology, you could be experiencing some travel to foreign lands, traveling abroad, maybe communicating with people from abroad, preparing traveling documents, or doing a lot of work behind the scenes, or seeing some positive outcome from some work that you've been doing behind the scenes. Maybe you're able to like present something, and it can be having a really positive outcome here. So yeah, just a lot of like really good interactions with people that you may see day to day. Again, lots of travel and movement seems to be very prevalent when it comes to the astrology. So let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, Capricorn. This is an odd message, I think, to come out, and it's so specific, but it seems that there needs to be like some kind of talk or decision or like problem solving, something that needs to happen here amongst two women in like a home environment. It could be like a mother and someone else, like a wife and a mother and someone else, a partner, or just another more youthful, fiery kind of an energy here. And although there needs to be like some kind of like law laid down, like some kind of like decision, action, I feel like it is not happening. There seems to be some type of a stagnancy or like a moment of pause, but I don't see that this pause is necessarily a bad thing. I do see that there is like already a conclusion, like a decision, like something that has been made very clear. That is what needs to happen here. Like it's like an enlightenment almost, but there's some type of resistance to get it done. It's kind of like not wanting to go through that like transitory period of like a transformation happening, like knowing that the transformation needs to happen, but there needs to be like the ending for it to happen, the falling apart, the crumbling, and that can be like the difficult part to have to face. But it's about trusting that waiting for you on the other side is a renewal, is a new beginning, a new start. And with all of the positive energy that we're having astrologically, it's a very auspicious time to like do something that you know you have to do, or like take the plunge, like just lay down the law, make the decision, say something, I don't know. And it looks like it's between women, like, or two feminine energies, like in a home environment, or if this is a relationship, maybe this is like choosing between partners or something. What it looks like the most to me is like choosing between two partners, or choosing between two things, between like home, stability, comfort, safety, or like passion, spirituality, something other than tangible, something that maybe it's unexplainable, but it could be like something more spiritual, something that sparks you up, you know, that it's kind of like a very inspirational, inspiring, or makes you feel very inspired, like a spark. So it could be kind of like something stable with something that you're just like really super passionate about. So yeah, it's like needing to make a decision, needing to go through with something. Yeah. I feel like the readings are coming out like so blunt and direct, and like this energy is supposed to be like light and fluffy and beautiful. And I do feel that. I do feel that it is, honestly. But these messages are interesting. So Capricorn, that was your message. I truly hope that served you. We are going to be moving on now to Aquarius. Hey Aquarius, this new moon could be happening for you in the 11th house of friendships, hopes, visions, dreams, feeling like you're surrounded by people who think a lot like you, maybe feeling like you've found friends, a tribe, and having new beginnings in social situations, having a lot of loving communication, feeling like you're surrounded by people that just get you, that you vibe with, that you can trust, and just feeling really hopeful for the future and experiencing reward or a raise or a growth in the work that you do, in the money that you make, and in the support that you have. So that's according to the astrology. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Let's see, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. This is talking about you feeling like maybe really overwhelmed and burdened by some of the responsibilities that you have on top of you, that you feel like it's just becoming really heavy to carry. You might be feeling like you need to walk away from this, like you need a break. This could have to do with like providing. Maybe you've been working really hard, showing up, doing what you have to do. I see you looking really good, like outwardly, looking very successful, looking just very in charge, but something here is heavy, and something here I feel like internally you want to walk away from, you want to let go. It's definitely like a responsibility that you have, and maybe you feel like you can't really like let it go because it's like something foundational. It's like you can't just leave it, or you feel very like responsible or very attached to it. Like if you were to leave it, it wouldn't function anymore. There would be something that would break down. So I just see you feeling very like committed or even like entrenched in whatever this is, and just feeling like very responsible for it. Even like proud, but maybe you could be receiving some kind of like an insight here that could help like alleviate this stress or this discomfort or like this heavy burden that you have inside. But I do feel like you are deeply craving like a new beginning, a new start. Like you just want to feel like that you don't have any of these responsibilities or anything holding you down or tying you down. You just want to be free to do whatever you want to do, kind of like to just be free, like to be a little bit irresponsible. Like maybe you're so used to being like in this responsible role, like in this doing role, that you just want to feel like careless and free to go do something different. Maybe, you know, you're committed to a certain kind of like very repetitive routine. So yeah, I think there is something about your situation that needs to change, because you don't seem to be super content here, or like emotionally or spiritually feeling good. Even if you are successful here and you are seeing good results and you have been committed, and like, you know, this isn't to be overlooked. This is an accomplishment. You know, sticking to your goals and your responsibilities and your duties and watching something grow and being very good at what you do and maintaining your responsibilities. But you need to also feel good inside. It's not only about like what you're presenting or what you can be for others and what you can provide for others. You need to think about your own well-being too. So if you're not feeling good inside, then that's a good indication that something needs to change. Something needs to transform. And if, you know, if your first thought is no, that's impossible, it can't happen, that's a limiting thought. That's a blockage that you have that you need to become free of, feel liberated from, because it is possible to change and to put your emotions first, to take those into account, take those into consideration. How many times do we feel things and we just ignore it, you know, and just break our own hearts and betray ourselves to maintain some appearance? And you are Aquarius, so you do care about the group, about the whole, but there does have to come a time that you have to break away from like your home base or from like family or something like this. Like there comes a time where you have to break away to become who you are, so that you can individuate and be true and authentic in who that is, even if it means kind of leveling down or downgrading a little bit, but still being successful. You're more proud of what you have because you feel good too about it inside. There's something about this situation that you're not feeling great, and like in the inside you feel like you want to walk away, even though it's something that seems so established and developed here. But it's kind of like you're having this realization and you want to be able to like express who you really are, and this is going to make you feel so much more like self-sufficient and like yourself, more independent. And it's funny because if there's any sign where you want to do that in, it's in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius represents like that expansive, traveling, broadening your horizons, and like breaking free, you know? So yeah, Aquarius, according to the astrology, remember this is a very positive, beautiful, loving energy where you are going to be supported. So I hope you take full advantage of this energy. That was your message. We are going to be moving on now to Pisces. So Pisces, this is happening for you in your 10th house of career and status and reputation. So this is a really good time for you to achieve something in your career, like getting a promotion or getting a raise or being recognized for what you're doing, or you know, your career or your job situation improving, landing your dream job, or getting a job that really satisfies you. So this is really good energy to have if you have any interviews or if you're starting any new jobs. But yeah, according to the astrology, this could be a time where like whatever you do for work could be really like drawing attention. You could really be inspiring, excited, optimistic. Maybe you're even possibly entering like a new field or branching out into new territories, and just really believing in yourself and believing in your skills and feeling really lucky and really blessed at this time. Jupiter is actually in your sign, Pisces, and it goes direct on the 24th. So definitely you guys should be feeling this energy, a very beautiful, abundant, bright energy, feeling like you can take on the world and just feeling really happy with the way that your life is going. Your energy could be very contagious. You could be spreading love, wisdom, and knowledge, and just being seen and appreciated for who and what you are. Really, really amazing energy. So I'm super curious to see what the astrology has to say. Super curious to see what the tarot cards have to say. So far, they've been interesting. Okay, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, so for you, I'm actually seeing that there could be like some opportunity coming towards you, something that you're going to feel like you can just be authentically who you are, be yourself, and be confident in who that is. Just being like this really bright light, believing in yourself, feeling confident in, yeah, like the direction that you want to go in, and just making plans, feeling very confident in the plans that you're making and going through with them, like taking real action. I feel like you're tired of holding back and feeling bored and feeling discontent with the way things may have been, and your happiness is just really becoming a priority here for you, and you're willing to fight for it. I feel like you're just tired of like being sad or being melancholy or just like not believing in yourself or seeing the glass half empty, you know, kind of like focusing on the things that maybe didn't go right versus seeing all of the opportunity that you still have available to you, that you still have around you, and like waking up to that and seeing all of the possibilities, you know, and just really finding like your happiness and your emotional bliss and going for the things that you want to go for, finding opportunities, being just very open, you know, to like being led by your emotions and by your feelings and by your heart, and letting that guide you straight into your fulfillment, your happiness, your bliss. Trusting in that, truly trusting in the purity of what you feel. So this was actually one of the more positive ones, Pisces, I have to say. Not surprised, you know, all things considered. So that was your message. I truly hope that served you. We are now going to be moving on to Aries. Okay, so moving on to Aries. Aries, this new moon is happening for you guys in your 9th house. This is the house that has to do with travel, education, learning, expanding your horizons. So you may be experiencing a lot of energy of movement at this time, and having the resources to do it, having the resources to get that higher education or to travel, getting the green light, or finally finishing a program, maybe getting a diploma or receiving some type of certification or qualification for something. There's also a potential that you could be getting money from foreign lands, receiving payments, receiving funds for certain projects you've been working on, getting some money back that's been owed to you, and just like good communications and good news coming from abroad. So let's see what the tarot has to say for Aries. What is coming up for you guys during this period? Okay, so this is kind of in line with the astrology. I do see that there is something that you have been committed to, dedicated to, that you may have really been focused on, showing up for, working hard on, just really dedicating your energy to this, whatever it is. It looks like it could be something regarding money, something regarding work. And I see that this is something that you're really passionate about, that you're really excited about, and that you really believe in. And I see that you've been putting a lot of energy and effort into this because you really feel that this has like a really good potential. You feel like this can have like a really good outcome, like the future of this seems very bright, and that's why you've stayed committed despite it maybe not giving to you right off the bat, despite you not having like any real evidence, like tangible evidence that this is going to be what you anticipate it to be. But I think that you are going to be receiving some good news or some communication or some like further insight in regards to this situation during this time frame. And I think that this news or this communication, this insight that you receive, it's going to help you make a decision here on like how you want to continue to move forward. Like if you want to pull out, if you want to dedicate your time and energy elsewhere, if this is indeed worth it. You know, what you have invested is worth it. And if you're going to continue to build here, I think that's all going to be coming into question. And you're going to be able to like assess those things and make a decision about whether or not you're going to continue to invest into this. Or it's going to kind of serve like as a checkpoint for you to really see your progress up until this point. So although I do think you're going to be receiving like some news or some like communication in regards to this thing, I do think that there is some more time here that is going to be necessary. Like you haven't really reached like that end point or anything like that, like the finish line. It's just kind of like a checkpoint, you know, so that you can assess certain things. But there are things here that are still being kind of like worked through, worked out, and you may still be experiencing like a heavy burden here, like feeling like you're carrying a heavy burden or a heavy load, because it looks like essentially you're working. You may not be receiving like a lot for the work that you're putting in currently, but it's almost like you have this feeling that it's going to work out for you in the future, and it is going to turn out to be a wish fulfillment. So you might kind of have like this sixth sense about this, or like this like inner knowing about this situation that's just going to keep you invested and keep you doing what you have to do here, despite not really seeing any evidence of like movement forward or of growth or of progression. I'm hearing like that song from Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I'm hearing like, don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling. Yeah. So that's your message from Spirit. Don't stop believing. You feel something, it's for a reason. It's like you know that something is going to turn out to be your wish fulfillment. You know something is going to turn out to be successful in the future, even if you don't necessarily see that just yet, you know, but you're staying invested here. And yes, this process is still unfolding. There is patience here that is still required for this situation. And just stay flexible and don't stop believing, okay? I think you are going to be receiving some kinds of insight in regards to the situation that could potentially help you like feel better during this like waiting period. Okay, Aries, so that was your message. I truly hope that served you. We'll be moving on now to Taurus. So Taurus, this new moon is happening for you guys in your 8th house. The 8th house has to do with things that are hidden, death, the occult, things that are like really swept deep under the rug that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to face. This is like where our shadow lives, our triggers, fears, phobias. It's kind of a really, it can be a really uncomfortable house, but it's a really deep house. It has a lot of depth. And this house also has a lot of like wisdom that can come out of it as well. So you guys could potentially be dealing with things having to do with finances. You may be receiving financial help or financial support. If you were waiting for like a loan approval, you could be hearing that your loan was approved, or you may be receiving some kind of unexpected income, some kind of inheritance, or some kind of news regarding any of these topics. So yeah, you may be receiving some type of communication in regards to help, prosperity, or receiving some type of rewards. So that is according to the astrology. So let's take a look at what the tarot cards have to say for you guys, Taurus. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Whoa, lots of cards, but all right, let's see what we have here. Just one more card than I would have taken. But okay, Taurus, yes. So automatically I am seeing that there is a connection between the energy astrologically that's going on for you guys and what the cards have to say. It does look like you're going to be receiving some kind of news or sudden message or communication, or even like travel. Maybe someone could be coming to you, or you are going to be traveling to someone that you could look at as like a mother figure, or you could be getting a house, buying a house, purchasing a home, finding a home that you'd like to purchase, getting good news about a home that you've kind of been like keeping your sights on. Maybe you were like on the hunt or like searching for a home, and you may have put in like an offer or something, and you never heard back. So you thought like, oh, they probably got a better offer. I didn't hear back. That's not a possibility anymore. This could be anything that is regarding money or finances or a home, or even a potential partner. Something that is providing some type of like security, stability here that you may have like given up on because maybe some time has passed and you just felt like the doors were closed, this was not going to happen, this wasn't going to go through, and all of a sudden you're going to be hearing back, and it's like going to be put back on the table for you as an option, or it's going to like open up doors, like open up pathways, or like put options on the table that you may have not been considering. Yeah, it's like something is coming in that now you have to juggle, that now you have to consider, that now it's become part of the picture here. And yeah, it looks like it's definitely regarding money, finances. Maybe you are getting helped, supported, like we mentioned. And I just feel like you are feeling great. You are going to love this news. It's going to be good news. You are going to feel like it's a win. It's something that you kind of like closed the door on. You weren't even expecting this anymore. And it's going to come back around and become like something tangible in your life. And you're finally going to be able to like move past any difficult emotions or feelings that you may have had surrounding your situation in any way. Something that you may have been kind of like moping about, or you just may have been like discontent with. Things look like they're going to be shifting, turning around unexpectedly for you. So the energy is looking really great for you, Taurus. Good luck with that. Enjoy. That was your message. We are going to be moving on now to Gemini. So Gemini, this new moon is happening for you guys in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, marriages, those one-on-one, really important relationships. You could be experiencing new beginnings in relationships. If you are single, this is a time where you might meet someone that there's a potential you guys could have like a long-term future with. And if it's not romantic, it could be a business partner. You could be meeting people foreign or meeting people when you are traveling abroad or in foreign lands. And yes, it looks really good. It looks like harmonious, peaceful communication. So this would also be a good time to heal any difficulties that you were having in personal relationships, because the vibes are really supportive for having like peaceful, loving communication that could end up in reconciliations if that's something that needs to happen in your life or that you would like to happen. This is great energy for that. Okay, so that's according to the astrology. Let's see, Gemini, what the tarot has to say. What's coming up for you during this period? Okay. Okay, Gemini. So what I'm seeing here for you guys is that you are going to be feeling very much so in your power, confident in yourself and your ability. You're going to be feeling very successful, just very self-contained. I feel like you feel like you're handling something very well. And this could be in some type of like family environment or towards like familial relationships. So like siblings, relatives, children, just people that you have known for a really long time, where things may have been a little rocky. Like maybe you've experienced some type of like betrayal energy or hardship or sadness here, grief, like some type of heartbreak energy is coming through here that you've had to experience. And I feel like in your eyes, you feel like you would be justified in like expressing some type of this disappointment or some of this heartbreak energy. Like it could have influenced you to behave a certain way, to say certain things, to approach a situation in a certain manner. But I feel like you are staying very self-contained, like you are staying very in control of yourself despite like these strong feelings that you may have around the situation, because you're being very conscious to keep things neutral, or like to keep things very fair, even, balanced. Like I just see like you aren't acting based off of these emotions of sadness, even though they're there. And they could be playing a part. They could be influencing how you are behaving and how you are acting or how you choose to act in this situation. But it's like you're choosing the high ground here. And I just see you being very proud of yourself for being able to like prove to yourself that you can keep things very neutral and orderly and balanced and fair, and not have to make like a situation like hard, like maybe it's like you just know that whatever situation you're finding yourself in, like this is not the time or place. Like it doesn't mean that you're never going to address these things, but it just means that you know that this isn't the time and place, and you're going to hold this inside for now until you find a more appropriate time and place to express these feelings, to express these emotions, to work through, these difficulties, these issues. And you're kind of able to remain solid and like remain, like I mentioned, self-contained, fair, balanced, treating everyone with respect and treating everyone equally, despite whatever situation that you're finding yourself in. And just the way that you're handling it, I feel like you're going to be so proud of yourself. Just the way you're handling it is enough for you to like see you're poised. You feel like you're handling it with grace, despite it being like a difficult situation like underneath the surface. And despite you having like these really like big feelings and emotions in regards to this, it's kind of like now is not the time. It doesn't mean that you're just gonna like brush this under the rug and never deal with it, but it just means like you're not choosing to deal with it now. So the fact that you have that much control over the situation in it of itself, it's kind of like a flex for you, and you're feeling really proud of yourself, and you're feeling really good about yourself and really strong and confident in yourself, and like proud and happy about how you are able to keep things very like diplomatic and fair and honest on the surface. Okay, Gemini, so that's what I'm seeing here for you. I hope these messages have served you. We are now going to be moving on to Cancer. So Cancer, this new moon is actually happening for you guys in your 6th house of daily routines, jobs, lifestyle, health. So you could be experiencing some improvements in these areas, in the way that you take care of yourself and your routines. Maybe you're starting an exercising routine, or you're improving your fitness routine, or maybe, like you want to improve your sleep schedule, or just like start implementing some kind of like a healthy habit, something that you do every day. And it's not going to feel forced. It's going to feel like you're excited and looking forward to making these improvements in your life, because like you want to better yourself, and that is bringing you like a sense of happiness, just finding like a nice balance for yourself day to day. So that is the energy astrologically speaking. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you guys. For Cancer, let's see what's coming up. Oh, what's coming up for Cancer? Let's see. And we also have this card that came up as well. Okay, Cancer. So Cancer, I'm seeing that there is something here in regards to work, something having to do with how you make your money, or making money through your own efforts, your source of income, what you rely on to make money. It could be changing here. Something could be happening, like there might be like a change in contract, or maybe it's time to renew your contract and you may be on the fence about whether or not you want to renew your contract. But yes, I do see that there's like an energy here where something that may have been very like long-term and stable in terms of finances could be like just not that way anymore. Like there's something here up in the air about something like this for you, where now you have to kind of think about like another way, like something that you were relying on, the way that you were relying on making money and being self-sufficient and, providing, taking care of yourself. It's kind of like something about this is like up in the air. It's not really as stable and as reliable as it was. So you have to now start considering like another way that you could make money, possibly, that you could provide. So now that you don't have like this thing that you could rely on, it could be bringing like a certain type of sadness here for you. So it could be like a change of jobs, or maybe like you're in between jobs, or you're going to decide to leave a job. It just seems that something that you really relied on is like, I don't want to say it's breaking down, because I don't see that it's breaking down. I just see like it's becoming unstable. Like there's something about it that isn't as secure and as stable as it has been. And so you're kind of feeling like a little bit on your own here. Like you have to rely on something else to like secure the money, or like to secure some type of funds, or to make some type of funds, something like this. But I do see that you have support here, okay? I see that there's like a relationship, a person. It could be your partner, or just, it could even be spirit, honestly, like spirit saying like, we're here, we're with you, we're guiding you, we're holding your hand through this. You are not alone. I just do see that you have support, and you are, like I do see that you're sad, because maybe you're worried, like, oh crap, I was relying on this, like I count on this, and now it's like I can't really count on it anymore. And that kind of could make you feel a little bit sad and disappointed about the situation naturally. But I do see that ultimately you're going to reach a place where you're going to feel really optimistic about the future and about what's coming, and then possibly you're going to feel like liberated from something. Maybe you're going to notice that what you were relying on, what was stable, was toxic in some way, or making you feel like tied down to something. And now that there's like a feeling that this could potentially go away and not be there anymore, after that initial period of like sadness about it, I do see you feeling like liberated and like free and like excited for what's to come. You might even feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not tied down to something anymore. I'm free to leave. I'm free to like relocate, you know, if that's what you want to do. But it's kind of like you're looking out into the horizon, into like your new life, you know, like a new potential, like something different. And it's a very freeing feeling, and it's like a happy feeling, and you have support here. So I feel like you're going to have support, someone that is going to help you to kind of like see the light, you know. I'm hearing the song from Tangled. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light, and it's warm and clear and bright, and my world has somehow shifted. So yes, that's so beautiful. I love that. Aw. And I just feel like you're going to have someone that is like kind of on your corner and like helping you to get out of the sadness and out of your funk, and like to see the light and to see the possibilities and to see the potentials and to know that you have good things coming your way. There are so many possibilities on the horizon, and you're going to be able to look to your future just like in a very optimistic way, which is beautiful. Okay, Cancer, I loved this one. That was your message. I truly hope that served you. We are going to be moving on to Leo. Hey, Leo. This new moon is happening for you guys in your 5th house of happiness, joy, play, romance, love, creativity, children. So during this time frame, you guys could be experiencing a boost of inspiration, starting to do something that you really love. Like you might choose to take an art class or choose to take a dance class. Just really start like something that you really love, that inspires you. You could be starting like a new side hustle that has to do with like, you know, this hobby that you really love, that fulfills you emotionally. But yeah, it speaks of a positive new beginning, possibly in love and romance. Maybe your love life is feeling like it's being revived. If you've been feeling like things have been kind of like stale and boring, things are going to start moving in this department. You can expect to like meet people or go on really good dates, have some really good, passionate, intimate moments, spice up existing relationships. This is also like a really good time to get pregnant if you are looking to do that. So be careful if you're not. And yeah, it's talking about a lot of healing energy here for you guys, a lot of healing potential in these areas. In regards to children as well, if you're having any kind of struggles with children, this is a really good time for healing to happen in relationships with children, to have really nourishing and comfortable conversations with your kids, and just feeling really positive and feeling really confident in, you know, like what inspires you, what lights up your creativity, and like sharing those talents with people, and those talents really being received well by others. So that's the energy according to the astrology. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Let's see what comes up for Leo. Look at that, the Lovers. And it's warm and clear and bright. Okay, Leo. Wow, the candle just turned off. All right, so I am seeing good energy here. I am seeing that what we talked about astrologically speaking is matching up here with these tarot cards that we pulled. I'm seeing like a decision here finally being made, a decision that you may have been sitting on for a while, really contemplating, thinking about, trying to sort out in your mind, make sense out of. This could have taken a really long time. Like I feel like you may have been sitting on this decision for a really long time. Or this could also be talking about like that you were going through like your own healing process, where you may have pulled yourself back and been more in the Hermit isn't here, but I'm getting Hermit energy like from this Four of Swords. So it's like if you kind of were keeping to yourself, staying to yourself, being very reflective, meditative, quiet, cultivating stillness, really trying to like work things out in your mind and just find a peace of mind. And I feel like you may have been doing that for a really long time, and it just seems like you're coming out of your cocoon, you know, like you've taken the time you needed, the process happened, the cycle happened, it is now completed, and you're able to like make a movement. So if this was something that you like were doing because you had to make a decision about something, it's like finally reaching a decision and taking action on this decision, feeling confident in this decision, you know, because you've taken the time that you needed to take to reflect on it, to think about it, and to be really sure about the direction that you want to go towards. It's like you tapped into the flow, the current, the rhythm, and you're now letting it take you with like a peace of mind, you know? And if this doesn't have to do with a decision, it is just talking about like a cycle ending, a certain cycle coming to a close, and you being able now to like move on to the next phase of something, move on to the next step. Maybe you were cultivating your confidence, you know, maybe something that you do publicly or like visibly, something that you were kind of working on, and now you're like coming back out, you know, like it's like you're coming back out to the spotlight or something, and it's been refined, like whatever this is. It's like you've been refined. Yeah, that's what it is. Like mostly it's you were going through a period of refinement, and it's finally reaching that point where something has like reached a completion, and you're entering a new phase, and you're entering this new phase just more stronger in who you are, in your abilities, in your confidence levels, in your charisma, in your self-expression, in your creativity, and just being able to like show what that is seamlessly and freely, getting over any confusion that you may have had, any haziness. It's like you're seeing crystal clear, and you're just feeling a lot better about something. You're feeling optimistic, you're moving forward, you are completing a cycle, and you're moving into this next phase in a very like confident and powerful energy. And I just feel like you can feel that it's time now. It's almost like, you know, when bears hibernate, like they just know when it's that time to like eat a lot and prepare for that big nap. And then they wake up, like their body just wakes up, and they just know it's time to come back out, you know? It's like having that instinct and knowing that it's time now. Something has been completed, a certain phase has come into completion, and now it's time to seamlessly and effortlessly move on to the next phase. And I just feel like this has taken a while, because we do have this World card here, which is Saturn, and that's a very like slow moving energy that speaks of the unfolding and process and cycles and things taking time to like develop and to be cultivated. So this is beautiful. You just know when it's time to spread your wings and fly and become the butterfly and move on to that phase. There is like a certain like level of transformation that I'm picking up on here, and it may not have been an easy road for you, but you persevered, you pulled through, you made it through. And it's time to celebrate, honestly. Like it is time to celebrate yourself, celebrate what you went through, your process. You are reaching like some kind of milestone here, and something to be happy about, something to celebrate, okay, Leo? So congratulations, whatever this is. Maybe it could even be like some studies, something that you kind of had to like hide yourself away to commit to, and now you're able to come back out and you're transformed, and you have this knowledge, you have this wisdom, or you have this new skill, and you're ready to like share it and express it. Amazing. Okay, Leo, that was your message. I truly hope this has served you. We are now going to be moving on to Virgo. So Virgo, this new moon is happening for you guys in your 4th house of home, family, roots, foundations. So you may be experiencing some new beginnings in these areas, particularly in your living space, your living situation, might change. You might be considering a move, or you may be traveling at this time to find a place where you would want to live. But yes, astrologically speaking, it looks like there are going to be a lot of positive improvements in regards to your home. So you might be getting like a bigger home, or you might be getting renovations done in your home, or new decorations, potentially even new members coming into the home, children, pets, maybe someone's visiting. But whatever it is, it looks positive. It looks like it's going to bring you a lot of emotional stability and security and a sense of comfort. It could also even be that like you have really deep and meaningful healing conversations in your home. Like something like that could happen in your home. And for some of you, it could also indicate relationships moving on to the next level. So if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you guys could potentially be moving in together. Or if you're already living together, or you have been in a relationship with someone, it could be that you guys are going to get engaged, just kind of like a leveling up in the relationship. Okay, so that's the energy astrologically speaking. So let's see then, Virgo, what is coming up for you? I can't remember if this card was for, it was, right? Yeah. Okay, Virgo, a lot of cards came out for you guys, but we'll take them. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Virgo, so again, this energy is very matchy-matchy with the astrology that we just talked about. I see peace, harmony, healing, making plans, having new beginnings, starting something potentially in the home, beginning like a new structure, a new foundation, and righting anything that was off. Okay, so if there were any relationships that were kind of sneaky or deceptive, or any type of like sneaky and deceptive behavior, or like running away from facing something, I see that any of this like fishy energy, fishy behavior is going to be brought back into balance in whatever, way, shape, or form that happens. But it could even happen like in a very like structured way, in a way that's very like tangible and material, in a way that's very like set in stone and made known. Like it could be like a structure is changing. Something is changing, but it's changing for the better. Things are being brought back into balance, becoming more harmonious, peaceful, fair, just. I feel like karma is being served, okay? Like whoever, may have been acting sneaky in some way, or doing something like behind the scenes that was questionable, I feel like that is coming up to the surface to be dealt with accordingly. And there is going to be some decisive action happening in regards to that is going to make everything feel very balanced and fair. So it's like this thing, whatever this is, once it becomes like righted, I feel like it's going to bring a peace. Like you're just going to feel peaceful. You're going to feel like, like finally, I heard finally the herb come around. I don't know. It seems like, like something is just going to be made right, made clear, fair, dealt with very like plainly and matter-of-factly, and it's just going to bring a sense of like relief. So it could even be like maybe you guys were dealing with something to do with your home, with like a charge or something, or that wasn't correct, wasn't right, and you may even have had to like take it to court, and things are becoming fair. It just seems like you are going to be very happy with whatever outcome this is, because you feel like it was dealt with properly and accordingly, and you're finally just going to be able to move on from this, like it's something that you could just like wipe your slate clean and just move on, just finally move on and feel good and start making like new plans, different plans, like finally just be able to like move on with your life and feel free and liberated from whatever this was or is. I'm definitely getting that feeling of like something being put to rest and being able to like move on from something, feeling happy with the outcome of how something turned out, and just being happy that you can now just move on, move forward, make new plans, set your sights on something else, dedicate your energy and focus on something else other than this, and being happy that this is just finally like out of the way. Okay, Virgo, so that was your message. I truly hope that served you. I'm actually going to pick up these cards here and reshuffle and all of that for the last couple signs. Okay, so let's move on to Libra. So Libra, this new moon is happening for you guys in your third house of writing, communications, learning, education, everyday local interactions with neighbors, with people that you see every day. So something in regards to this energy could be taking a new course. You could be improving your skills in some way. You could be learning something new, potentially learning a new language. You could be starting a blog or like starting to write. Maybe you're writing a book or you're reading a book and you're gaining a lot of knowledge. You could be taking a new course, receiving some new training, education that is going to feel very exciting and is going to bring you a lot of happiness. There's also potential here in healing relationships that you may have with siblings. So if you have any struggling relationships with any siblings, this would be a really good time to have very harmonious and peaceful communications that can result in healing with siblings or even with neighbors. So that is the energy astrologically speaking. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you guys, Libra. Let's see what is coming up for you at this time. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. I'm hearing that song in my head. Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift. Okay, Libra. Libra, I see you moving full force to your happiness. Like you are just like done with the BS. You're done with this like striving and working really hard to get ahead, where life just feels like a struggle, feels like it's heavy, it just feels like a burden, you know? Like every day feels so difficult. You may feel like you're running yourself into the ground, working yourself to the bone, or just feeling just so overburdened, overstressed, just reaching a breaking point. Like you're just like, enough of this. This isn't life. This isn't living. And I just see you like getting guidance. So in whatever situation this is, it's kind of like you're just over something. You're done doing something the way you've been doing it. It's burdensome, it's heavy, you're completely overworked, just burnt out. You've reached like a rock bottom, and it looks like you're getting assistance. Like either you're going to someone that can assist you in how to like get yourself out of this rut, how to get yourself out of this situation and moving more towards a better situation. So this could even be like therapy, or this could be like you're you're speaking to like a spiritual advisor or speaking to a religious advisor or something. It could also be that you're going to get some type of education. You're going to learn something. Like you're done with doing what you're doing and you're like, you know what? Time is passing me by anyway. I'm not going to live this way anymore. I'm going to go learn something that I actually enjoy and that I love, that I feel is going to bring me peace and happiness and emotional fulfillment. You're ready to like take that action. I feel like it's an action that you have to take so that things can change, so that things can shift and move. It has to come from you and your own efforts. Like you have to seek the help. You have to seek the guidance. You have to seek like the knowledge in whatever way that's showing up for you. And you're just decided. Like this energy is so over it. Like, and it's decided. It's like, this is what I'm doing. I'm moving towards my wish fulfillment, towards my happiness, my emotional bliss. I'm done with this. I'm ready to start anew. I'm ready to like be happy, you know, like you're just like, I'm ready to be happy. I'm done with this. And doing whatever it's going to take to get there and just feeling very decisive about this. And it's almost like you know what you have to do too. Like I'm not seeing a lot of confusion here. It's like you know what you have to do. Whether like you're getting some kind of like guidance, you know, or some type of education, knowledge, it's like you know exactly what to do and you're doing it, you know, and you're going full speed. So good for you, Libra. I support you. Follow that happiness, okay? Follow your heart. This is awesome energy. Like, I'm loving this for you guys. You're feeling it's a time of change and you're ready to make that change. You're done with like trying to stay strong and trying to stay committed to whatever it is that you were doing. It's not working. It's like you realized this ain't it, you know, and you're moving towards your happiness. You're going in a whole different direction and you're moving fast, full speed. You're ready for change. You're ready to like get what you deserve, to find your happiness, to get what's yours, you know, to get it, to create it, whatever, you know, whatever needs to happen is gonna happen. Like that's your mentality. So good for you. Okay, Libra, that was your message. I truly hope that served you. We are going to be moving on now to Scorpio. Oh, already got a card for you guys. So Scorpio, before we get into the tarot, this is happening for you guys in your second house of finances, of tangible possessions, values, self-esteem, and the way that you earn money. So you may be having a fresh start in regards to money. You might find a new way to earn money. Your money might be growing, multiplying, okay? Because of this expansive good luck energy, this means growth in your money. So you might be receiving positive communications in regards to your finances, to your stability, to your income. You might be valuing yourself more and having higher self-esteem. And you could just be like seeing like what an asset you are, you know, like how great you are at what you do, you know, just having like a higher self-esteem in what it is that you do and who it is that you are. You could be also potentially raising like your prices or your fees on whatever services or products it is that you provide. And yeah, you could also be receiving more opportunities to begin new creative endeavors as well. Okay, so now let's see, Scorpio, what the tarot cards have to say. We got quite a few cards for you guys. So let's see. I love that the Empress came out because she represents Taurus, and Taurus is the ruler of the second house, and this is where this new moon is happening for you. So already we're getting some matching energies to the astrology that we just went over, which is always cool to see. So yeah, Scorpio, this looks really good. I love this. This looks like you are becoming very clear about something that may have been like confusing, that you were still kind of trying to get clear on, get more direction, you know, like you were trying to gain more traction in something. And I feel like you finally have uncovered it. Like you finally have made a decision. You're not confused anymore. You're seeing things very clearly. You know how you feel. You know what way you want to go. And you are making plans to go in that direction. You are sticking to how you feel. You know, you're sticking to like, this is what makes me happy. This is what would be my wish fulfillment. I'm going to go in that direction. I'm going to move in that direction. You're following your heart, your bliss. And it's like a judgment call. It's like making a decision and making moves, taking the steps to move in that direction and to feel very optimistic about where you're going, where you're headed, and what's coming your way. It's almost like you have this very deep inner knowingness that this is the way, that this is the path, and that this is what's right for you. Like you're merging with your divine plan. You can hear the angels singing. They're showing you the way. It's like the path has been lit, you know? It's like it's glowing. It's like, oh, yes, that's the way. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed. I'm sure of it. I know it. This is what's meant for me. And it's like that type of feeling and that type of like reassurance that you have, which is beautiful when we can have that clarity and that reassurance and just feeling so sure about something. But yeah, it's like you know that this is the path for you. This is where you're meant to be heading. This is like kind of like where spirit is guiding you to go. And it's like you're headed into something that is going to be very successful, abundant, lush, and beautiful. Just very valuable. Scorpio, it just looks like you're super on path, okay? Like whatever it is that you're feeling, yes, green light, thumbs up. You found it, okay? You've uncovered it. You are heading into like a really happy time, a really successful time that is going to be very abundant. So make those plans, make those moves. I see that you are like, you're clear, like there is no confusion. Like maybe at one point there was, but at this point you are doing your thing. You are feeling sure. So this is probably just confirmation for you. So well done, Scorpio. Keep doing your thing. You are definitely on track, on path. That is so awesome to see. Keep it up. Okay, Scorpio, so that was your message. I truly hope that served you. We have officially gone over the 12 zodiac signs. I truly hope these messages have served you guys. Enjoy this new moon and this beautiful, expansive Sagittarius, Jupiterian energy that we are all being blessed with at this time. I hope you utilize these energies to the fullest. So much love to you guys. Enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye. So I just recently got done going through the astrology and the energy check for all 12 of the zodiac signs for this new moon in Scorpio/Sagittarius. And I actually started recording this video yesterday. I did the first 4 signs. I started off with Sagittarius because we are in Sag season. So I did Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces yesterday. And the only reading that came out like really positive was Pisces. I feel like the first 3 were a little rocky. And normally I don't do this. Like I don't like to change what I got, you know, like that's the energy that I got and it is what it is. That's why I was like really curious to see like if the astrology was going to match what the tarot cards had to say, because like I mentioned, this astrology that we're experiencing right now is like supposed to be really expansive, beautiful, harmonious, good luck type of energy. And I feel like today when I recorded the rest of the signs, that energy was more reflected in the readings. So I just want to make sure that it wasn't me or my energy that may have been off yesterday in any way. So I'm actually gonna I'm not gonna re-record the signs because I think I'm still going to include those other messages, because if they came out, they were meant to come out. But I'm so curious to see if like the energy changes. So yeah, consider these bonus reads just because I want to see if the energy is different today, just because it was so different for the other signs. So I'm just going to do a little energy scan again for Sagittarius. I'm not going to include the astrological energies because I already did that in the other portions, like in the other portion of these signs. So I might just kind of like include this as a bonus in the end for you guys. See, look at this. Sagittarius, we have the sun, strength. It's like the energy is different today. Sagittarius. Well, the Five of Wands did come out yesterday in your reading. So there is some type of like a tension here, a conflict, whether it's like a conflict externally or internally that you are dealing with, that you are facing. But I think that you are finally going to be able to move past whatever this discomfort is, okay? And again, this card also came out for you guys, the Six of Cups, yesterday when I did your reading. So there is some energies here that have stayed consistent for you guys, Sagittarius. So I just think that this does have to do with like family or people that you have had long-term relationships with, that you have a history with. And it looks to be very pure, loving connections and relationships. And it does seem that there is like a restriction energy here. And this is super interesting because this Five of Wands card is Saturn in Leo, which talks about restriction. And then we have the Strength card and the Sun. So there's a lot of Leo energy here too. So maybe you want to look at the Leo reading, or maybe you have Leo prominently in your chart. But we also have this Jupiter energy here. So it's almost like what I'm getting is Pushya. So Pushya is a Saturn-ruled nakshatra that is associated with both like Saturn and Jupiter. And those energies are very different from each other. They're opposite. Saturn is restricting and Jupiter is expanding. But this is like the energy that is ideal to be like limitless in, because we can be very expansive and limitless within a certain kind of like restriction, you know, like within bounds, like restricting what needs to be restricted in order to reach an expansion, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is kind of going hand in hand with yesterday's reading, because yesterday it was kind of talking about like something having to do with impulsivity. And being Sagittarius, you know, you guys are like, this is your energy, like you're Jupiterian, you're expansive. That's why they say like they just want to keep growing, keep experiencing, exploring, being adventurers, because this is your energy. But I feel like you are learning a lesson here about restriction and where that needs to happen, like where some type of restriction needs to be implemented in order to reach an expansion. So it's kind of like taming your impulses, taming your impulsivity, and using like your feminine energies to do that. It's like your feminine side is taming your masculine side, and you are restricting something. You're restricting something that you consider to be part of like your persona or part of who you are, your identity. And it's almost like a new you is being born, like a more authentic version of yourself that is no longer acting upon behaviors or impulses that were holding you back in some way, that were even really hard to pick up on, like hard to see. It was like something that was happening very sneakily, like very incognito. Like in order for you to even catch this, it took a lot. I feel like it is something that was ingrained, that you uncovered, that you were able to like shine a light on and see. And it may have happened like in a family situation, or like in a very like loving, oh my gosh, yeah, like in a very loving, genuine relationship that you had. Like it uncovered through that, through like this very genuine, pure, loving relationship, where it's almost like you had to face this. You had to face this because of how loving and genuine this relationship is. It may have like shown you something, it may have like put up a mirror, and it wasn't something that you could like brush off or hide from, not face, because it's something that you truly love and care about. And it was like your call to rise up and to face this, to see where you may have been imbalanced, and to see like where there may have been like sneaky behaviors or things that were holding you back, that maybe became so like natural for you became part of who you were, but it's like you're having a new start, a new beginning. It's like you're being born again. Like I'm seeing like being born again, being like fresh and new, like being like a baby again. I see very young, youthful energy here, like starting again, you know? And it's by having a certain kind of restriction here, restricting yourself in some way, that is what's bringing in this expansive energy. It reminds me of what I learned about the Chariot card. It's coming to mind because it speaks on like having discipline and being like in charge of your own ship, like being very in control of it, where nothing is taking over the reins, you know, like no deceptive behaviors, underlying personality traits, like things that you have adapted as like who you are. It's like not giving something the influence that it had on you anymore, and being able to be in control, be in full control of your chariot, of your ship. Really utilize your free will. So many people think that they are utilizing their free will when really they're running on all of these like programs and subconscious behaviors and things like that. So when you are fully in control, when you are fully using your free will, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. You aren't phased because you are in control of your chariot. So you're going to get to where you need to get to. The conditions don't matter anymore. It's like you're having this ultimate realization that this restriction and this discipline is what you needed to develop the faculties that gives you the ability to live your life in an effortless manner. So it's like through this spiritual discipline is where you find freedom. So it's through this restriction that like this limitlessness comes from. That's why like that Saturn and Jupiterian energy goes so good together. Another way you can think of it is spiritual practices, how you have to stay dedicated and disciplined and show up for it every day. So that can be seen as some type of restriction, but essentially it's to liberate you. So you have to have this discipline, you have to cultivate this discipline, this restriction, in order to have complete control over yourself, so that you are no longer falling for any traps or identifying with anything or creating any attachments. It's like you're liberating yourself of these things of the ego, these images that were created but that were not true. That's why I was getting like that born again energy. You were defending an image that perhaps wasn't even real, and like now you're seeing that and you're getting that reality check, you know, where like you're freeing yourself of the sense of self that you had, freeing yourself of any projection you had of what the world is and how you need to behave in it. You are disintegrating your ego so that the external circumstances of your reality no longer matter, because like you're creating this rock solid foundation internally at your core. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Just beautiful. So yeah, Sagittarius, I just see that you're getting like a new sense of self, like again, very youthful energy, being born again, perceiving yourself in a whole new different light. This is happening for you in your first house, so makes sense, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy. And this is like what's just, what's fair. You're reaching a beautiful balance. You found the sweet spot. I just see you being very self-contained, very, reaching a point where you're going to be very emotionally aware of yourself, picking up on undercurrents and knowing how to balance situations here. Beautiful. I love that. I love that. I was getting a song. I don't know if I said the song, but it's not in my head anymore. So hopefully I said it. I don't know if I did. But okay, I'm definitely going to keep this in here, little extra bonus read for you guys. So I'm actually going to do the same thing for Capricorn. So let's see if anything, the energy shifts a little for Capricorn. I'm so happy I did this because it's not that I was unsatisfied with the readings, it's just that they were so different than today's. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like on my end, you know? So Capricorn. So Capricorn, I am doing like this little bonus read here for you guys just because I recorded the first 4 readings that I did on a different day than I recorded the rest of them. And I did notice like there was a shift in the energy, so I just wanted to make sure that I am giving you guys a good read for your potential situation for this moment in time. So this reading I think is completely different than the reading that we had yesterday. This reading is touching on working with other people, how you work with other people, your relationship with like give and take, and making sure that that's balanced in these social situations or in these like work situations where you're working in groups, you know, being able to like have a very equal give and take with other people. Like you do your part, you let other people do their part. This reminds me so much of when I was in college, and like I hated doing group work, especially in college. I'm like, why are we still doing this in college? Like, why are you putting us in groups? This is ridiculous. Like, I don't want to rely on someone else to do like a portion of the assignment, because what if that person is absent? Or what if that person is unreliable? And then that's my grade, you know? So I was so terrible at this. Like, I would do the whole assignment like on my own, even though I was in a group, and I would just like do it just in case, like as a backup, I'm gonna have it done. And in one of my psychology classes that I was taking, it's like they already knew, like, because, well, it was kind of my fault. Like our first assignment, I kind of just, oh, I did it already. Like I mentioned that I had it done already, and you know, I had no problem like emailing them the assignment, the completed assignment, and so that everyone could just like put their name on it. So it was like a thing. It was like every single time we came together in that class and it was time to work, everyone would kind of like look at me, like, because they knew that I was the type of person to like already have the assignment done. So they'd all just kind of like slowly look at me, and I'm like, yes, it's done, I have it, here it is. And then they could just like chill and talk and like vibe for the class because I was doing all of the work, you know, and they were just putting their name on it. So for some reason, this reminds me of that. So I feel like you might feel like you are more competent, or like you are in a higher position, a higher level, and so like you do a lot of the work, but maybe it's being indicated here that there's an imbalance in like the give and take, you know, like let people do their part. Just because you have the resources, just because you are in this higher position, doesn't mean that you have to do it all, you know, all the time. Like, let people give to you too. You have to learn how to also be more receptive and not constantly be like in that masculine doing energy, but like also hanging back and just like taking it easy, taking it slow, because you might be taking on like a heavier workload than you need to be taking on, you know? So Spirit is like, take time to dream, you know? Like take time to daydream. It's okay to sit back and like daydream and not be working. Like just because you're not working doesn't mean that like you're not progressing, you're not moving ahead, you're not doing anything valuable with your time. Like money and finances and tangible material things is not the only things in life that are valuable, you know? And this is happening for you, Capricorn, in your 12th house, this new moon. So I think it's like encouraging you to dip into that, dip into spirituality and what's not tangible and what is more like fluid and dreamy and fantastical, you know, and imaginative and creative. Like let yourself indulge in that area, in those spaces. Let yourself like dive into that, you know, because I see you like super entrenched and like super plugged into your material reality, you know, into like the matrix, into work, job, structure, routine. And it also looks like you're doing most of the work, you know, and it's because you do look like you're in a position of power, you know, you're in a position where you can do this. Like you're giving from a place of abundance, like you're giving because you can. But it does look to be unbalanced here in some way, like where maybe you're not allowing other people to do their own part, you know? Like you're just expecting like other people are not going to do their part, so I have to do it. And I don't know, like something about that, you know, is showing up as like an imbalance, as something that you do have to look at and face so that you can bring it back to balance. Maybe you're not allowing like other people to grow in their skills or to grow in responsibility or something like this because you're just like assuming that it's always on you. You know, like you're always doing the work for them. So you're not letting them work, or like you're not letting them do anything where it would be beneficial for this group to like step up to the plate. Maybe they'll surprise you, you know, maybe you're not even giving them a chance to like see what they have to offer, or see what they have to give, you know, see how they work. It's like you're giving from this place of superiority, but spirit wants you to receive, to step back and to trust, you know, because also this could be like wanting to stay in control and wanting to stay in power, and that's why you act in these ways. So it's almost like letting go, trusting, not holding on to the reins so tight and like holding on to that control, you know, but loosening your grip and seeing like what others have to give to you. What do others have to give to you? Maybe they don't have much, you know, on a material level to give you, but maybe they have something to give you that is more spiritual, more dreamy, creative. Okay, so just be mindful of that, because I think that you're going to be receiving something from a very unexpected place. Like you could be receiving something from someone that you think has less than you, but it's like they're giving you something that isn't material. And I feel like you're going to start realizing that that has value too. And receiving has value too. And being more in your feminine energy has value too. And something about like your beliefs and your approach is definitely shifting and changing here in regards to like this whole give and take, and you know, the material and the spiritual and what's valuable and all of that. Okay, Capricorn, so that was your message. Let's move on to Aquarius. Let's see what's coming up for you guys. This is just a bonus read, Aquarius, because I recorded your reading on a separate day than I recorded the majority of the readings, and I just noticed that the energies were a little bit off for these 3 readings, so I just wanted to do like a re-record. I'm still going to include the other original reading just in case someone needs to hear something from that, because it was a message that came out ultimately, but I just wanted to do this just to see, because the energies are significantly different from yesterday. So I just want to make sure that I'm giving you guys a good read, okay? An accurate read. So the astrology portion of your reading is going to be in the original reading for you. Today I'm just doing like the energy scan with the tarot cards. So let's see, Aquarius. So yeah, I'm seeing that you are getting messages, sudden hits, insights, communication regarding something that you feel bored with, something that you feel discontent with. And like, I think like you're starting to realize why, you know, like what it is that you need to feel better about your situation. I feel like going out with a group of friends, getting together with a group of friends, just having a good time, sharing, laughing, talking, celebrating is going to be really good for you. I feel like you need to like get together with people and just be in that type of space with them, because it looks like you're kind of like not in the best energy, and this could probably like raise your frequency, raise your vibration, like getting together with people. And when you're happy, like genuinely happy and enjoying yourself and just feeling really loved and supported and having a good time, you know, when your energy is like lifted, that's when these sudden hits and insights will hit you. Like you'll get realizations about your situation and about like how you can move forward in a way that's going to like change this boredom or this discontent that you're feeling inside. And it's going to like shed light on what it is that you need to focus on, where it is that you need to cut things off potentially, so that you can feel more confident and more in your power and more like authentic with your self-expression. So yeah, I just feel like you're getting things, like you're gathering pieces to the puzzle slowly but surely. You're making observations, you're putting things, you know, in its place, like the pieces of the puzzle is all coming together. And I feel like you're going to like have this solid opportunity to do something different, to plant a new seed, to start again, to nourish something new that's going to be more in alignment with where it is that you want to go, with where it is that you'd like to see yourself in the future. You know, like your North Star. You might want to check out your North Node. Like, where is your North Node? The North Node in our astrological birth charts. It shows us kind of like what we're trying to learn in this life, what we're trying to cultivate, our purpose, you know, like our North Star, like what it is that we're meant to grow into and become. Okay, so yeah, like this is, you have to leave something behind. You have to walk away from something that you might be kind of defensive to leave. This kind of does match the Aquarius reading from yesterday a little bit. So this is just some further insight for you guys. But yeah, there is something that you have to walk away from, that you might feel defensive to leave. But I think you're going to be receiving some type of information, and you're going to be getting like an opportunity to start fresh, to start new. And this is like a gift from Spirit. I feel like Spirit has been trying to give you this cup, like has been trying to give you this gift, and it's almost like you haven't been receptive to it, or you've been like, again, like defensive, like not paying attention to it, focused on something else. But what it is that you're focused on is not like your happiness. It doesn't represent your happiness. It's almost like it's an obligation, that it doesn't make you happy. And I feel like you're going to be having an opportunity to shift gears and go towards your purpose and your happiness. So I hope you take full advantage of these energies. Okay, I'm going to officially end it here. I hope these messages served you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.